You're listening to the Conscious Her podcast. Today, I'm talking all about what the spirit realm has recently taught me on trusting the unknown, being okay with not knowing, and accepting uncertainty in your life. At the end of the episode, I'll give you my 3 critical takeaways, plus 5 essential steps you need to work through on your journey here in life school to create an abundance of peace within yourself. This is the type of material that can change your life. So stay tuned. Hi, I'm Kimberly Morrow, and you're listening to the Conscious Her podcast. The Conscious Her is an accessible online platform and community of conscious women that are empaths, highly sensitive people, and intuitives who are both curious and passionate about spiritual and energetic self-development. As a professional psychic medium, spiritual guide and mentor, intuitive energy healer, and channel for over 5 years now, I dedicate my life to reconnecting energetically sensitive women to the divine within themselves so that they can live the most fulfilling, rewarding, and transformational life possible by remembering who they are and why they're here. If you're looking to learn how to leverage and apply your incredible energetic gifts in your personal and professional life and utilize your intuition and sensitivity as your personal superpowers, this podcast is for you. So let's dive into today's discussion right now. Hey, beautiful light being, and welcome to the Conscious Her podcast. Welcome back to episode number 15, How to Use Your Spirituality to Accept Uncertainty in Life. So this week, I've got such a powerful episode for you, such a juicy one, and I think that most highly sensitive souls will really understand this one. So I had a completely different episode planned for this week, but as the days came closer for me to record the episode, I felt like there was something else that was trying to come through, that needed to come through, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. So naturally, I asked my spirit guides to help me tune into the energy of what was trying to come through. I asked my spirit guides, what does my community really need to hear from me right now? And the answer that I kept getting back was about trust. Now, there are many different ways that you can talk about trust, right? So I needed more information than that. Naturally, my mind went straight to the importance of trusting your intuition and how to trust it, which I will do an episode on. So I asked again, please clarify what type of trust we're talking about here. And then something really interesting happened. This lovely young woman from halfway across the world found me on Instagram, who I didn't know, by the way, and she asked me about getting a psychic reading done. She said she had many questions on her mind that she wanted to address. So naturally, I responded, and I told her what type of readings I did and how I did them, which I think is an important distinction. I told her that I provided psychic mediumship readings that are based on spiritual and energetic self-development, and that I work with spirit guides to help provide the answers or the responses that she was hoping for or looking for. I also said that I provide these digital typed out readings rather than face-to-face readings or online readings. Now, I've done a lot of in-person readings. I've done face-to-face readings. I've done readings online through social media. I've done online readings through Zoom. I've done readings while someone is meditating or receiving energy healing in front of me. I've done many different types of readings, okay? And I actually recently did an Instagram post on this. And the reason why I am doing these online digital written readings is not only for obvious health and safety reasons right now, but it's because of 2 important things that I actually want to cover really briefly. The first is that I get clearer communication from the spirit realm, believe it or not, when the person is not actually in front of me. And the truth is, when you're not sitting in front of me, I don't have to manage your humanness at the same time, if that makes sense. So that would be like the impact of your moods, your thoughts and feelings and emotions that are swirling around in your energy field, or the judgments that you may have that cloud you. I get to access your soul, essence, and your spirit without any filters or fronts. Okay. And this is why. Everything in the universe, of course, is made up of energy, frequency, and vibration. We are all connected and we are all made up of the same source energy. Therefore, I am already connected to your energy. But to tune into your energy properly, all I need is your name and your consent. All I need is the intention to tune into you with the help of my spirit team. And I believe my best readings are done when my client is not sitting right in front of me. I don't need your date of birth. I don't need your birth time. I don't need your zodiac sign. I don't need the town you were born in. I don't need a picture of you or for you to be present with me in any way to read your energy and to connect to your spirit guides to give you their loving guidance, support, and assistance. These are distractions for me. These actually distract me. And really, these are all human constructs that are just details about your ego that you've learned to identify with. Okay, so I work with spirit guides, and spirit guides talk about energy. So energy, frequency, and vibration. And because I am authentically working with higher realms of consciousness, namely spirit guides, they give me all the information I need to give to you. So I don't need the details of you unless you believe it's necessary for me to know some sort of context. All I have to do is pass it along to you, pass the information along to you while using my gifts to translate the spirit guides' guidance to others. The second reason that I do these online digital written readings is because when I pair communicating and translating the information coming through from the spirit realm with writing or typing, I can easily get into this flow state. It's like how I turn on the taps of flow and connection with the spirit realm, so to speak. Writing is another gift I've had since I was a young girl, and writing is another tool that helps me to channel. I find it's much easier for me to explain something when I type it out than when I try to talk it out, if that makes sense. All of this doesn't require anything else other than stillness, deep focus, listening, and the ability to communicate the energetic translations effectively to that person. I believe that there is such a huge misconception out there about how psychic or mediumship readings are supposed to take place. And I also think there's misunderstanding about what a psychic reading is and what that entails and what a mediumship reading entails, because they are two different things and they can be combined, which is what I do. So I just wanted to clear that up for you to kind of set the scene, okay? So going back to this young woman who reaches out to me. Before I know it, she's sending me her horoscope, her date of birth, her age, her Chinese zodiac, and so on and so forth. I didn't ask for any of these things, nor do I need them, which is fine, and there's nothing wrong with any of this whatsoever. It does give me context sometimes. And then after that, she says, okay, I purchased a reading and I have a couple of questions and I grouped them into 4 categories: career, family, relationships, and general questions. And then she said, oh, and I also have photos. Can I send them to you? And I thought, oh geez, okay, sure. And then not long after that, she sent me a 3-page PDF document with 18 questions. 18 questions. Many of her questions were asking, will I this? Or when will I that? Or at what age will I this? And I thought, holy moly, this is a lot to be going through your head that you want answers on. I have never seen anything like that before. And I've done a lot of readings, like hundreds of readings. And then after I sent her the reading back, she asked another 6 follow-up questions based on that. And some of those questions were already answered in her first reading. She just didn't read it. And I'm not telling you this because she has done something wrong, or I am singling her out to embarrass her, even though she didn't follow my instructions about which reading she should purchase. I'm telling you this because it inspired me. What I realized is that when she sent me all of this is what Spirit wants me to talk about today in this episode. And when I saw all of her questions, and especially her photo, I felt a lot of love and compassion in my heart for her because I recognized myself in her at that young age, at such a vulnerable and impressionable time. And I think you'll be able to see yourself in her too. It was like seeing a younger version of me and reading for a younger version of me, and that actually gave me a lot of comfort. And what I sense from what she is experiencing now is something that I have struggled with for so freaking long in my life. It has taken me my entire life to understand what I'm about to explain to you, and it has to do with trusting the unknown, being okay with not knowing, and accepting uncertainty in your life. This is massive. And by the way, I'm not immune to this. Even though I truly understand it now with all of my core, I still have to manage these feelings that I get. It's just part of being a human and having a human brain. So many of us, especially as highly sensitive souls, not all of us, but many of us, come from this place of wanting to heal, fix, mend, replace, or save, not only in our lives, but especially in the lives of others. We so easily give our power away and end up being more comfortable without our power than with it. And a weird offshoot of that, and this may or may not be you, is a total paradox of that, is this total paradox. At the same time, we then have this desire for control and certainty, and we set expectations for ourselves and others that usually cannot be met. Just like this young woman with all of these questions, many of us want to see, sense, or experience life in a specific way, based on our own situations or circumstances. We want guarantees. We want certainty. We want to know what's coming. We think we know what's best and exactly how everything should go. And then we want our external world to validate that. But by sitting in this energy and embodying this energy, we do ourselves a huge disservice. This is what Spirit said to me on this, and I want you to listen very closely. And please open up your mind because this is complex, okay? And we're going to get a little bit into quantum physics on this, okay? So this is the download that I received. When you place focus and importance on the when and the how in your life, you're focusing on a 3D human construct with absolutely no stability or security. The one thing that you are desperate for in this case. You're looking for explanations to put yourself or your mind at ease, but that ultimately have no solid basis in reality yet. The when and the how are always potential ideas, but not solidified unless they happen and until they happen in that moment that you observe it. The when and the how are both sensitive energies that can easily fluctuate based on the energy, frequency, and vibration you send out into the universe. When you are desperate for something and when you are clinging on to something or you want certainty, you put resistance and space between you and that which you desire. Due to your free will, there is no certainty in life, only a range of possibilities that are waiting to be observed by you, based on your soul contract and what you have agreed to experience in your soul path this time around. Therefore, the energy, frequency, and vibration that you embody based on your free will then determines what possibilities are presented to you and reflect you, and in turn, what you will then experience. Do you see how fickle this is? And by the way, this is why I don't make predictions or tell fortunes, and this is why I don't ever mention timelines, because they can easily change. Even if you were to find out all of the answers of exactly how and when something will happen, it robs you of learning your lessons, it robs you of enrichment of experience, it robs you of your natural ascension, and it robs you of your free will. And then you'd find something else to worry about until eventually everything would be pointless. You'd always have more questions. On the flip side of this, when you place focus and importance on the divine mind, you ultimately release the human constructs of the when and the how, both of which hold energies that ultimately bottleneck you from the flow of grace and divine timing trying to reach you. And as a byproduct, you naturally gain the energy of stability and security, even certainty. When you just know something will occur in your life because you have that authentic, heart-based desire for it, you emanate an inherent worthiness to receive that desire, and at the same time, you expect it. You can say, I desire this or better. As a result, you open up the energy to flow to you to help you to reach your desire in the best way possible for you and everyone else involved. You let it go and you release it because you know it's coming to you. You don't worry about the when or the how because you understand that those things don't actually matter. Problems arise when you feel the need to control the when and the how, and ultimately they are not nearly as satisfying or rewarding when achieved when they are not naturally conceived from the divine mind, nor met with grace and divine timing. When you try to control and place expectations, there is an underlying subtle energy of manipulation and self-importance that not only doesn't feel good, it's not sustainable over time, and it usually doesn't end well. When the free will of others is micromanaged by you, then nothing is authentic and is bound to unravel. Why? Well, usually because there are universal laws in place, one of them being the law of cause and effect, also known as karma. It is not your responsibility to create or maintain the when and the how. It is your responsibility, however, to put the intention out into the universe and take action based on that intention to achieve the results you desire. When you approach something in life from the place of heart-based desire, genuine intention, and conscious action, rather than trying, pushing, or forcing, which we're going to talk about in a minute, you let miracles reach you under grace and in divine timing. Far more superior to what you could have ever imagined or orchestrated for yourself. You let God or Source or the universe do the work for you. When you let Source energy do the work for you, you're placing your surrender and your trust in the divine mind. You must know that you are not meant to control. You are only meant to experience. You're not here to pull the strings. And that should be a huge relief for you, a huge relief. Additionally, when you're facing uncertainty and instability, you must know in your heart that for every worry, challenge, or obstacle, there is an equal and perfectly adequate solution. And all you have to do is be open to receive it. When you're facing uncertainty and instability and you want to ask 18 questions to a psychic because you want answers right now, and you need to know right now, you must understand that there is a divine order that determines this. And you have to be okay and find peace with the fact that you don't know yet, but you will know. It's like that saying, hindsight is 20/20, right? You don't need to know the when or the how. Those are not important because the universe organizes this for you. The universe pulls the strings, okay? What's important is trust, surrender, and knowing in the divine mind that you are infinitely supported, simply because your intention and imprint for guidance, an answer, or a solution is present. Your genuine intention is enough. Even when you do receive guidance or some answers, they'll never be enough for you if you always want to see things go your way, or the version in your head that you think is the right way. You deny yourself so much beautiful grace, wisdom, and clarity coming through to you when you are fixated on what you want to hear. Sometimes you want answers that you're not ready for yet. Because even if you did hear it, it still wouldn't register. You still wouldn't get it. There are two separate vibrations present that you might not be a match for to receive. This is why when I sent back that reading for this young woman, she responded with 6 more follow-up questions, some of which I had already answered the first time. She didn't even see it. It did not even register for her. You'll continue to look for validation for your way, and in the meantime, you'll miss that quiet, guiding voice telling you, there's another way to get you what you desire, but you just have to trust me. I see this happen all of the time. I send the reading, and sometimes people will write back immediately or within a day or two looking for further explanation, or they will ask more questions. And I can tell they haven't actually read and registered what was provided to them. Sometimes I have to say, you don't need another reading. You don't need to order another reading. Go back and read the one I sent you. If you want real guidance, especially from your spirit guides or the spirit realm or the divine mind, you have to be open, receptive, and accepting of what comes through to you in that response, exactly as it is. You need to accept that guidance with grace, especially if it differs from what you wanted to hear or what your ego wants to hear. This is also what it means to trust in the divine mind. But do you see how complicated we make things? Do you see how much we worry unnecessarily and cut ourselves off and delay ourselves from reaching solutions or getting the answers we desire? Do you see how asking or demanding for certainty is an illusion and can trap you and keep you stuck? Earlier, I mentioned approaching life from the place of heart-based desire, genuine intention, and conscious action rather than trying, pushing, or forcing. I want to talk about resistance versus flow state because it's closely related. It's a closely related topic to this one of trust in uncertainty and being at peace with not knowing. In this case, if you're trying, pushing, or forcing to create a result centered around the how or the when with the purpose of creating certainty, in other words, it's requiring a lot of effort with an underlying energy of stress or worry, you're going to be met with resistance. The more you try to do something, the more resistance you will feel. There is an energy to this which I know you know how it feels. It's heavy. Instead of trying really hard to do something and being subsequently met with roadblocks, challenges, or obstacles, we recommend you to switch to the energy, frequency, and vibration of intention, a much higher, lighter, and positive energy, which is representative of flow state. When you try to do something, you are usually in the energy, frequency, and vibration of fear, scarcity, lack, anxiety, tension, etc. And you are trying to control an outcome, or you have certain expectations for it to work out the way you want it to. Therefore, when you are in trying mode, you are going to meet resistance. When you meet resistance, you are not flowing properly with the energies. When you are in the energy, frequency, and vibration of intention, then you move to a flowing state. When you are in the energy of intention, then you are trusting the divine mind or source intelligence to deliver your desires to you. And when you are in the energy of trying, you are stuck in the energy of a human 3D construct. Use it as an indicator. I always get the message from Spirit, let it be easy, let it be simple, because that is the energy of flowing or flow state. Spirit calls this concept a single occupancy zone. So in other words, you are the only one occupant of this energy. You are driving this energy. Whether you are going to sit in trying and resistance or intention and flow, this is your choice. You produce those energies about how you go about it. There was no one else involved. You are the leader and an occupant of that energy, and you choose which way you want to go. And the power is literally at your fingertips. So, are you going to actively work with flow state and the divine mind? Or are you going to sit in resistance in a human construct of limitation? Let this be a lesson, okay? Don't sweat it. Start to integrate what you learn and let things click, and you will begin to get it. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just recognize it for what it is, and then affirm to yourself that you are choosing a flow state and to trust in the divine mind that you are taken care of and supported. It's really that simple. The more you find yourself in this situation of trying or resistance, you are actually strumming a chord of healing that needs to take place or be worked through to be able to return to the state of trust, grace, worthiness, and flow. Our natural state as energetic beings is movement. It is flow. We're not meant to stay stagnant or limited, and we often do that to ourselves. As energetic beings, we are never in the same place. We need to keep moving and flowing and adjusting even when we feel stuck or resistant. The choice to move forward unravels the knot of resistance, instability, and an obsession for certainty. As you move forward with the heart-based desire, genuine intention, and conscious action, you draw in other powerful supporting forces that join you to help you move forward and re-enter back into your natural flow state and help you achieve your desires and aspirations. So how are we able to trust the unknown, be okay with not knowing, and accept uncertainty in life? Number 1, fully understand that wanting future certainty or security by given the when and the how is your primitive brain and ego consciousness looking to protect you. These do not have a solid basis in reality and can easily change or fluctuate possibilities depending on the energy, frequency, and vibration you embody at all times. Number 2, fully understand that nothing in life is certain except for the fact that one day you will leave this planet. Most of us live in a state of false security because it's an illusion. So endlessly or obsessively seeking the when and the how is a massive waste of your life force energy. Okay. And number 3, fully understand that the more you feel yourself dipping into wanting control over your external world, or you have a death grip around a certain expectation, the more you meet resistance. And that in turn not only diffuses energy and lowers your vibration, it also puts even more space between you and your desire. Further, it means that there is something inviting you for your healing. So here are my 5 essential steps that you need to work through on your journey here in life school. The first step is being able to notice and acknowledge the contrast of the energy, frequency, and vibration of this in your life and how it feels when it comes up. Because no one is immune to this. We all have to be conscientious of this and notice how you might be getting in your own way. You may want to start journaling on this, where you feel in your life that you're falling into that resistance. The second step is getting really honest with yourself and asking, where is there healing needed here? Where do I not feel safe? Where do I sense mistrust? Is there inner child healing needed here? Mother or father wound healing? Masculine or feminine imbalance? Trauma? Ask yourself, what parts of me need to be loved right now? This is going to require deep patience and compassion for yourself. So depending on what comes up for you will then indicate where you want to start working on it. The third step is allowing yourself the time and space to safely process the thoughts, feelings, and emotions that come up around whatever it is that is bringing you that resistance, insecurity, need for control, and need for certainty. This can take time and is a continuous effort, and it's always good to have a network of social support like friends, family, a counselor, therapist, healer, and so on. Is there someone you can reach out to when you need an outlet? Identify or seek out those people. The fourth step is continuously making an effort to step into that authentic self, your truest self, as actively as you can. When you're in integrity with yourself and who you are, it will be much easier for you to uncover those heart-based desires, show or give your genuine intention, and apply yourself through conscious action. The more authentic you feel, the more at peace you'll also feel, because being authentic and being in integrity are two ways of embodying that flow state. This is another place where you can begin to journal on or start brainstorming on as well. The fifth step, and probably the most important, is to give it to God. Give it to Source. Give it to the universe. Give it to Source through any form of self-expression or action. Have a ritual, an affirmation, or activity on hand, and through this you can ultimately say, God, Source, universe, spirit guides, I turn it over to you to take care of now. There's nothing more I can do here. I now surrender this person, situation, circumstance, or event to you, and at the same time, I will continue to send out the energy of my heart-based desire, my genuine intentions, and my conscious actions, knowing you will meet me halfway and provide me with something equal or better to my desires. Once you give it to God, Source, the universe, whichever you want to call it, you commit to living your life with trust in the divine mind or source intelligence, with an indestructible and undeniable knowing that you are inherently worthy of receiving what the universe is lining up and orchestrating for you to receive simply because you made that decision. And until it reaches your reality, you'll fully accept the intuitive guidance moving through you from God, Source, the universe, and so on with grace. So using your free will, what do you need to do to stay in that energy, frequency, and vibration that will give you or present to you the best and most synchronous possibilities and opportunities so that you can have or achieve the experiences you desire? One thing that you can do with this is have a, air quote, God box, where you write down what you want to let go of or release to the universe, and then you put it in the box, and as soon as it's in the box, you affirm that it's taken care of. So just a fun tip for you there. Whew, okay, I know this was a big talk today, a very complex, deeply reflective topic of conversation. My Scorpio sign loves that, but I think it's really something that we all need to try to understand and to wrap our heads around, because once you do this, you ultimately take back your power and step into that state of energetic sovereignty, and life becomes a little bit more enjoyable. And I'd love to challenge you to pay attention to the fact that if you are able to do this, and if you're able to practice this, see how you're less likely to work with divination tools, and see how you're less likely to desire wanting to talk to a psychic, wanting to talk to a medium, and so on and so forth. If you follow these action steps and suggestions, you, my friend, are setting yourself up for magic and miracles to take place in your life. If you've enjoyed this episode or got a lot out of this episode, please take a screenshot and share it to your social media channels like Facebook or Instagram, and don't forget to tag me in it. I would love to see that. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me and for listening. You may have to take a nap after this one. I hope to catch you on the next episode. Have a great day and take care. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode and for listening to the Conscious Her podcast. I'm absolutely thrilled you're here and a part of our community. If you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure you subscribe and share it on your social media channels with your spiritual soul sisters, friends, family, and network. Chances are, if this resonated with you, it will for them too. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, I'm here to help. You can email me at hello@theconsciousher.com, and I may even use your question or topic of discussion for a future podcast episode. If you want daily support for your highly sensitive soul, please visit me over on Instagram at @theconsciousher. If you're interested in working with me, visit www.theconsciousher.com and be sure to subscribe to my mailing list. Finally, I do have a personal request. I believe that our purpose here is to heal ourselves and to serve others, and together you and I can help more people. If you would please leave a positive review for this podcast on iTunes, I'd be so eternally grateful for your support. Thank you and have a great day.